Can you believe it? The Hawks won a game against a Florida opponent. It's a miracle, and they almost blew it as well. So, whatever. We got the win. It snaps a 4-game losing streak, and it's home sweet home. Hawks win 3-2 in a nail biter against the Florida Panthers, getting their first win of the season against the Florida Panthers. Bit of a weird thing to say. It only took 5 tries, and it took them the first time at home to get the W. Let's talk about the game. So coming into this game, the Hawks are coming off a 6-game road trip, where they were 1-5 in. Absolutely horrendous, which includes a 6-1 loss to the Stars on Kane's 1,000th game. I'm still pissed about that. A win the following game, which frankly made me a bit more pissed. Then 2 losses to the Panthers, 2 losses to the Lightning, and now they finally get back in the win column, and they get their first win against the Florida Panthers and just the second win against a Florida team this season, which is, So about 6 minutes, over 6 minutes into the game, a good play by Hagel to get out. He's got fast acceleration. He moves in, gets the pass over to Kubalik, and beats Drieger. There you go. Drieger. 5-hole. 1-0 Hawks. Dominic Kubalik gets the first goal of the series against Florida this time in a 2-on-1, or not necessarily a 2-on-1, maybe, I don't know. But with Hagel and Kubalik on a slight breakaway, Kubalik's the one to get this goal this time and not Hagel. Hawks go up 1-0. Late stages of the first period here, very late. Zadorov gets it back basically in the corner of the Panther zone here, right along the blue line up against the wall, fires a long shot, and Pius Suter just gets his stick under the crossbar to have it count. And the Hawks will go to intermission with a 2-0 lead. Wouldn't you love to see that? You see, I would normally be pretty happy with a 2-0 lead going into the first intermission, but our luck against the Florida teams this season has not been very good, so I half expected us to blow that 2-goal lead in the first 5 minutes of the second period. That's not what happened. In fact, the Hawks scored in the first 5 minutes on the power play, with Boqvist getting it to DeBrincat, cross ice to Kane, and a very good pass to basically make it a tap-in for Carl Soderberg. Gets back on the score sheet, 3-0 Hawks. Stop me if you've heard this story before. Again, my mind is it's being pretty pessimistic at this point because, we've had pretty bad luck against the Florida teams in this past, basically what seems like an entire month, because that's basically all we've played, who we've played for kind of borderline a month here. But we were up 3-0 against Tampa in the second period. Proceeded to blow that lead and go in second intermission with the losing end on the stick right there, on the losing end of the stick. We were trailing at the end of the second period. In this game, I half expected that to happen again, but it didn't, weirdly enough. I expected the Hawks to blow this lead in the end anyways, so even if we didn't, blow it in the second period, I expected us to not be able to score in the third period and then to kind of just get off a couple goals, tie the game, maybe send it to overtime, maybe they win. I was kind of not really feeling too great about the stance of where we were at. But this game changed that narrative in a way, as obviously they hung on to win. Now, the trend stopped, but it still had some of the trends from previous games, as only a couple of minutes, probably about 4-ish minutes after the Hawks scored their third goal, the Panthers get a goal from Anton Strawman. That's a name if you haven't heard in a while. Nola Chari gets in, a nice pass to Strawman. He buries it, and the Panthers are on the board. For the next 20 minutes, including, going through intermission and coming into the third period, over 20 minutes, probably the next 25-ish minutes, Kevin Lankinen shuts the door and just says no on everything the Panthers throw at him. And he had a great game. Some really nice saves. Lankinen put up another quality start. we are used to seeing him doing at home, and he guided the Hawks to a win. Defense didn't really look too great, to be honest. Not really the best, definitely not their best performance of the season. Lankinen had to kind of save them a little bit. But, yeah, Lankinen looked really nice tonight. Kept the Hawks in the lead, especially as the game started to wind down. Now, he was stopping everything for about 25 minutes until under 5 minutes to go in the game. The Panthers are on the power play. They win a face-off, and it goes back from Huberdeau back into the defense. He throws it on. I think that Huberdeau gets it back and actually throws it on, yes. And it was tipped in front, but it went right to the stick of Alex Wenberg, and he's able to squeeze it past Lankinen before he can get over there. Wenberg gets the goal. Panthers are within one with 4:38 to go. And part of my mind is saying, look, there's only 4.5 minutes left. We can hang on to this. But at the same time, my mind was also thinking they're going to let up 2 goals here in the last 4 minutes and lose this game in regulation and get no points. You know how I said that the defense didn't really have that great of a game? Well, they had a fantastic play at the end of this game here. As under 10 seconds to go, Patrick Hornquist gets loose, and it looks like it may be the end. They may score here in the last 5 seconds. But they don't, because Connor Murphy makes a diving stick play to disrupt a possible pass or shot from Patrick Hornquist. And Hornquist can't really get that much of a play. Lankinen, then it gets thrown back on. Lankinen covers it. The ensuing face-off occurs, and the Hawks keep that puck somehow in the dot for practically that 3-4 seconds that they needed to, and ran out the clock. And sweet, sweet victory at home is it. Home sweet home. Hawks finally get back in the win column, and it's a big one, especially against a tough opponent like the Florida Panthers. And that is a big morale and confidence booster for the Hawks to survive a game like this, where plenty of the times in the last month they've had a 1 or 2 goal lead, sometimes 3, and either blown it entirely in regulation or lost in overtime. I don't know if they actually did lose in overtime in one of those games. Most of the time they blew that in regulation. But Hawks get the 2 points, a very much needed 2 points here. It's very big for us. We have this team again. If we could get another 2 points and take both games in this series here, I'd be very happy, and that could actually be some very positive change for the Hawks, because they're not the best road team this year. I think we've kind of discovered that. They're not really that great of a road team, but they've shown very promising stuff against the tough opponents at home. They've had some pretty good games at home against some of the tougher opponents. I would love to continue to see these kinds of performances at home here. Anyways, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked it, make sure you hit a like. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you really liked it. And I will see you guys later.